Venice is sinking, and this $7 billion machine is the city's only lifeline right now. Venice sits on a fragile lagoon and is naturally exposed to high tides. As the Adriatic Sea rises and the city slowly sinks, floods are becoming more frequent and more damaging. The 2019 event covered about 80 to 85% of the city. To fight back, engineers designed MOSE, which after translation means Experimental Electromechanical Module. It's a system of 78 giant steel floodgates resting on the seabed at Venice's 3 lagoon inlets. Okay, get this. When tides are forecast to reach around 1.3 meters or 4 feet, the gates are filled with air, pivot up in about an hour, and block the Adriatic, strong enough to stop surges of up to 3 meters or 10 feet. But the system is far from flawless. First, forecasting risk. If tide predictions are off or the gates are raised too late, water can already be inside the lagoon. A December 2020 storm flooded parts of Venice for this reason. Next, maintenance and cost. Each full closure of the gates costs roughly $250,000 to $300,000 and accelerates corrosion of hinges and panels. Saltwater and marine organisms like mussels constantly attack the steel. And sediment buildup. Silt and sand can clog the underwater channels where the gates rest, complicating operations and increasing the wear. Next is the ecosystem impacts. So the frequent closures restrict natural tidal flushing, which lowers oxygen levels, alters algae and benthic life, and affects salt marsh habitats and sediment flows. And the frequency of these activations is rising. MOSE was meant for rare emergencies, but sea level rise is forcing it to close far more often than planned, adding more cost and more stress on the system. Still, MOSE has shown it can protect Venice. Its first real activation in October 2020 kept St. Mark's Square dry, and since then it has been raised about 100 times, reducing lagoon water levels by 30 to 50 centimeters compared to open sea and preventing major floods during many high tide events. MOSE is operational but not fully complete, with the final construction expected by late 2025. It's buying decades of breathing room, but it's not a permanent fix. If the sea levels keep rising as fast as new climate models project, the gates may need to close so often that the lagoon ecosystem suffers and the mechanical parts wear out even faster than planned. So think of MOSE as like a giant pause button. It slows the flooding crisis and buys Venice precious time. Don't get me wrong, it's an extraordinary engineering shield, but it's not really the final solution to the problem at hand. Remember to hit that subscribe button, and thanks for watching.